All right, here we are with the new Acebeam L17. Got it all upside down, of course. So this is the new Acebeam L17. Just came out actually about half a year ago, I believe. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just gonna do a couple throw beam shots. Look at the reflector on that, guys. So interesting looking. A lot different than my other throwers, but so what I'm going to test out is way in the distance is that apartment building. That building from where I'm standing in this parking garage, by my car, obviously in the parking garage, we are close to, it's tough to remember. I was looking at it on Google. I believe it was about, from here, 800 meters. So I'm not 100% sure how many feet that is, but it's a good distance away, as you can tell. If I zoom in, you can see how far that thing away, or how far that building really is from us. So obviously, it's a pretty good distance. So let's try it out, see what it does. So obviously this light has a very, very focused beam. Even if I shine it across the street on that building, you can still see the beam. And that's on the high, that's not even on the turbo setting. It's got a very, very far beam on it. Very, very tight profile. Look at that. Pretty much like no spill whatsoever. You got the hot spot and you got a little bit of light around the hot spot, but pretty much that's it. So let's try it out. So light the side of that building up, no problem, as you can tell, which that building's pretty far away. Let's try to click it on the turbo. All right. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. It's off now, on. Turbo right there. So you can clearly see it is hitting the top of that building because there's a antenna system up there, and it's lighting it up, no freaking problem. Wow, that's pretty wild. Look at the beam on that thing, man. Look at that. Unbelievable. One more time. See how now it's lit up. So yeah, if you want an ultra dedicated thrower that literally fits in the palm of your hands, in your pocket, you are not going to get, I don't really think, anything better than this guy right here. Over 800 meters of throw. It does have 1400 lumens at the highest output turbo setting. It's literally a badass little light. And I paid, I think, about 70 bucks for this. I didn't get it with the battery because, I mean, I have tons of 18650s, so I just grabbed whatever I had and threw it in here. With the battery, I think it's like an extra 10, 20 bucks, so 80 bucks or so. But yeah, if you are looking for your ultra thrower concentrated beam with absolutely no spill on it, this is the light right here, hands down. Look at that beam. It is like such a perfect beam. Now, one thing I will say though is there's turbo right there, easily making it to that building. One thing I will say though is this switch on the back. It is a tail clicky switch, which is nice. That's my favorite style. It doesn't have any other buttons on here, so the only way to power this light on is by hitting the tail switch right here. Now this tail switch is like pressure sensitive or something because it has no response to it whatsoever. So you don't even know if it's on outside of seeing the beam actually. So, you know, you hold it, it goes through the modes, as you can tell, goes through 3 modes, low, medium, high, and then turbo, you're supposed to double click like that. But I will say it is hard for some reason to get this thing to do the right mode that you're trying to get on, because that tail pressure switch has absolutely no feedback to it whatsoever. You literally are pushing it and guessing, you know, you did what you're supposed to do, or you missed it, or you didn't. One thing I find myself doing all the time is when I go to put it in the turbo, like it worked there, of course, but sometimes when I go to put it in turbo, I end up just turning it off like that. So it's, you know, Some people are gonna love that, some people are gonna hate it. Me personally, I don't love it, I don't hate it, but I wish they had a little bit more response to it, the overall feel of it. But yeah, Acebeam L17, beautiful, awesome flashlight. If you're looking to get, like I said, that ultra compact thrower, this is the guy right here. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace. What's up, everyone? John back here with another video, and today we're going to be talking about this Acebeam L17, the ultra long throwing tactical flashlight from Acebeam. Like I said, this, according to Acebeam's website, is the world's farthest throwing 18650 single battery flashlight that you can get on the market today. Now, I've done a ton of research and I've done a lot of comparisons with other flashlights, and I gotta say that seems to be the case. Out of all the lights I've looked at, similar or comparable to this size right here, they do have about a 400 to 500 meter throw, so this one's pushing over 800 meter throw, which is very impressive. I don't know how they even managed to pull that off outside of the bezel along with the reflector setup inside there, which I'll get more to that in a little bit. So this is a very, very small flashlight for being, it is a pocket thrower. That's ultimately what it is. It's a pocket thrower. And this thing right here is very impressive. I mean, I was kind of blown away when I first started reading into it, and I read all the specifications on it, and I just could not understand how something this size can have a beam distance of 802 meters. Very impressive. Now this one is running 1400 lumens, so it has actually not only an awesome beam distance, but it also has a really nice output, which is very impressive, because most throwers, they're usually in the 500 to 700 meter, or 700 lumen, I should say, output. This one's pushing 1400 lumens, so it's very impressive. And then overall, like I said, the size is phenomenal. It runs off of a single 18650. It does come with the tactical switch on the back, which is a rubber switch, as you can tell right there. It is a nice switch. I do like it. Now, one of the things about it though, it's like a pressure switch though. It's not one that actually clicks. You actually just have to touch it and it turns it on. Which is kind of interesting, you know. It's different. It's not what I'm used to. And to change the mode, you have to lightly hold it. You don't have to actually click it, as you can tell. I'll stop talking so you can hear. Has no noise at all. Absolutely no noise at all. So it's pretty impressive that something like this is not making any clicking or noise sensation. Now, I don't know how some of you will like that. I know some people love the actual click sensation from the flashlight. Some people don't really care about it, but like for me, I honestly, I do like the audible. I like the audible click. That's just something I've always liked. It's nice to hear it. You can feel it, you know what's going off. So this one doesn't have that though. This is literally a non-audible clicking flashlight. It's pretty interesting, I gotta say. Out of all the flashlights I've owned, none of them come with a no sensation click for the tail cap. Nevertheless, it does have a tail cap switch, which is one of my favorite styles. Notice on here though, there's no other buttons, no other lights, indicators, nothing. It's literally just body and nothing else on there. Just the tail switch, and that's all you get. I like that, but I also don't like it. So going back to this guy right here, as you can tell, this has a button also up here. This is what you change the modes with. So you turn it on with the tail switch, and then you hit this to change through the modes, which is nice. Also, I don't know if you can see that, there's a blue indicator lit up right there. So that blue indicator tells me that, okay, my battery is well above 80% battery life. So I know I'm good. I don't need to charge it. Everything's fine. This one, like I said, no indicator, nothing. Just a tail switch. So you got to kind of remember the usage that you've done with it, and hope that you got it pretty accurate to where you should be at with it. So outside of that though, it does have your typical medium, high modes, I should say. This flashlight does have a turbo, so if you turn it on and you quickly double tap that, it does hit turbo. And just kind of going over a beam profile, look at how precise that beam profile is. It is absolutely insane. It is one of the most precise beam profiles that I've seen out of a light this size. Has absolutely no spill, literally no spill whatsoever. You have just a beam and that's it. And even the ring around it is not that big. It is not a big ring at all. And if you're trying to light up like a whole room, this is probably not the light for that. If you're trying to see far out into the distance, then this is the light for that exactly. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, it is a good flashlight. I do like it. I paid about $75 for it, so it's a really good price. I mean, for 70 bucks, 75 bucks, you can't beat that. You know, it's a very impressive flashlight. You don't get much in the box. You do get the holster that comes with it, which is this one right here. It does say Acebeam right on the lip. Pretty nice. It's not anything crazy, but it is a nice holster. You get a lanyard, and then you get the actual clip, which is a pretty nice pocket clip. It's on there very nice and sturdy. This ring that's on here, that actually covers on top of the clip, so the clip is guaranteed not to move while that ring is in place. But yeah, you get a few spare parts like a rubber O-ring. You get also the spare button cap. So if this ever wore or broke or whatever, you get another one in the box, which is kind of neat. But yeah, outside of that, it is running an Acebeam white LED emitter. And this one at ultra low will push about 15 lumens. At low, it pushes 50 lumens. At medium, it pushes 150 lumens. At high, 370 lumens. At turbo, you're getting 1400 lumens. Now, the best part of this flashlight is that candela reading. This little flashlight right here has a candela reading of 160,000. So if you want to blind someone that's trying to attack you or do something, this is the light for that. 160,000. That is just unbelievable. But yeah, as you can tell, the bezel on this thing and the reflector is something you're not ever going to really see. It really has not your typical reflector. It is covered underneath all that glass, and then it's got a center point to it, which it is very unique. I mean, one of the most unique reflectors I've seen to date. And I guess that's what gives it its far throwing capabilities is that reflector. So outside of that, all contact points are gold plated. You do have nice contact points. It does have the durable electronic switch. Like I was saying, this is electronically controlled. So if that's not something you like, then you might want to really look into that. Outside of that, this model, like I said, did not come with a battery, so I had to purchase my own battery, which I am actually running my Through Night 3400 18650 battery. So it does the job just well, you know, just well. There's no problem with it. I don't need to buy a Acebeam 18650 battery. It does exactly what it needs to do. And just to do a couple size comparisons, I'm gonna go grab a couple right now. For being the ultra thrower that this is, all right. So the most comparable, I guess you could say, is going to be my Through Night Catapult V6. So size-wise, it's a little shorter than the L17, but obviously width and everything else is completely smaller. When you look at this side by side, it's actually quite impressive because this Acebeam has a further throw than the Through Night. Look at the head diameter. So you get a lot bigger head on the Through Night, a lot deeper reflector, but this still throws further. And I will do eventually a comparison video of night shots, beam shots, just because it's so impressive to see what this little guy can do compared to something like this. And this is running off of a 26650 battery, not an 18650 battery. So right off the bat, you have less power, less battery power consumption, and it still outperforms the Catapult V6. Compared to its next bigger brother, I guess you can call it, we got your Phoenix, and this is going to be the HT18. This is another ultra thrower, pushing about 900 meters of throw, so just a little bit more than what the L17 is capable of. So size comparison, as you can tell, not even in the same ballpark. It's got a lot bigger head on there, as you can tell. Overall width and size is not even comparable. This is running off of a 26650. This is running off the 18650. But yeah, I mean, it's not even comparable. You're not going to carry this like you are going to carry the L17. So overall, that's going to be its main competitors, I would assume. And then if you really want to get crazy, then you start throwing in something like this, the TN42. Oh, you can't even see it. That's the thing. When you start seeing these side by side like this, you're just like, it really impresses you when you're like, wow, that is absolutely crazy. that this light is not as comparable as the TN42 because this is a beast in itself. This is over 1,500 meters of throw compared to 800 meters. But just the size comparable, it's just like, it's crazy to think that this does throw a lot further, but this one's not too far off. I mean, it's going to be relatively close. It's pretty crazy. And I just wanted to do a size comparison just so everyone can laugh and see the size difference. So yeah, I mean it's unbelievable. It's a very, very nice flashlight. If you are looking for an ultra thrower, a pocketable ultra thrower that you can carry in your pocket, I think the Acebeam L17 is going to be one of the best options for you. There's not many other options out there that have this type of beam distance and lumen output, throw distance in this small of a package. So Acebeam L17, I'll send out some, well, not send out, but what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to do some beam comparisons with all these throwers right here. And I'm going to see how each one holds up with which, and then I'll do a separate video just for the Acebeam L17 just to show its capabilities and how it looks, how far the throw is and all that good stuff. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and subscribe for that especially because those will be coming soon. So thank you for watching and joining today, and hope everyone has a great start to the new year. Catch you guys on our next one. Peace.